Before getting into today's episode, we'd like to thank Mac Performance PT for sponsoring the Walk On Pod. For more on their services and contact information, click the link in our Instagram bio where you will be led to their website. Mac Performance PT, helping Sacramento athletes live life without limits. Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. We'd first like to apologize for the latency of this episode, but highly anticipated guest. Anyone in the Sacramento or greater Sacramento area know him by the name of Shine. We have our man Rashid Cann with us today. What's going on?
What's up?
Yes,
What's up?
sir. Yes,
What's
sir.
going on, fellas?
Big
Happy
time
to have you
episode.
on here, Shine.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks,
Long overdue.
Rashid.
All right.
Jared, go ahead, take the floor here because
Oh my gosh,
yeah, my bad.
that's wild. This is an episode we're excited about. Shine is one of my best friends and one of the best trainers I've ever met. And again, I think he can say he's going to tell you more. But just for you people out there that don't know Shine, basketball and training is more than just a job or career. And I think that's why we connect, is because he really truly cares about his players and the growing the game and really doing everything, not just on the court, but beyond the court too. So Shine, you can we always leave it to the guests to take wherever you want to start your story, if you want to start in high school or if you want to start in college, and kind of go from there. And then you can just kind of go through your spiel and then we'll just go from there.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm Rashid. Rashid Cann. I'm from North Carolina. Born and raised there, and I went to school at Norfolk State University. Played there. I was a walk-on there. Played 4 years there, and then graduated in 2009. And that's when I kind of got into training, and I met this dude named Gannon Baker of Gannon Baker Basketball. He was like the first big name trainer back east. He had all these DVDs. He was hiring trainers under him, and that's how I got started. And then I was pursuing to play overseas. Came out here in 2009 for a week to train two kids. One was 9, one was 11. That was really dope. It was a cool experience. They kept bringing me back out, and then I finally went to go play. I played in Puerto Rico. I got drafted in Puerto Rico actually in 2010, but I didn't actually go until 2012. Played professionally with the British Virgin Islands national team. My family's from the Caribbean, both sides. So I played there in 2011, and then went to Puerto Rico 2012, as I said before, and then played a few years, but I kept traveling back and forth to California from North Carolina until I finally moved out in 2014 and kind of started my training business and kept growing it in between seasons. And then, so here I am. That's pretty much it.
There's something about I was going to say there's something about, when we send it to the guests for them to tell their story and stuff,
It's
like
super modest.
Yeah, super modest. The humility comes out. So yeah, I mean, I feel like that was very
Consistent.
surface level. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna tell us who the 9-year-old is, or what? We're like waiting in anticipation.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't. Y'all know it, so it's like I feel like I'm
Yeah,
trying to
but
run
nobody
this
else
conversation.
knows it. Come
Yeah,
on,
that's
man.
true.
People in
So,
Pocatello want to know. People in Flagstaff want to know. People in
yeah,
Stockton
yeah.
want to know.
So the 9-year-old was Jordan Ford. Some of you may or may not know. Jordan Ford currently plays for the Stockton Kings with the St. Mary's. Played for the Clippers. He made the training camp for the Clippers 3 years ago. Played for their G League team 2 years, and he's killing it right now. He's about to do summer league with the Kings, and hopefully that leads to him making the roster for the following year. And so yeah, that's the 9-year-old Jordan Ford.
Sean, we obviously all know the level of players that you've developed and stuff like that. So I kind of want to jump in. I'm really curious. So Shine is one of the best point guards I've ever played with, and did everything that you would want out of a point guard. So, and you've developed some of the best point guards that come out of this area, if not the best. Matter of opinion. But what do you think? What do you think makes a great point guard, or what do you see as the things that you need to cultivate in those players, or what you saw in yourself that you need to like pass on to the next point guard?
Yeah. I think, well, first of all, I think all true PGs need to be super gritty, have high IQ, and be in the best shape. And then, like, those are the three top, like, first that you got to cover. And then skill wise, it's, be able to handle the ball, cut down the string, lock up on defense. Even now, I mean, PGs need to score more. Back then, when I played, you didn't need to score as much, but the game's changed. So now they really have to be able to score at all three levels, but just be able to run the team, do the little things that's going to help the team win. So I think being a winner is a skill. So that means to me doing the things that's going to help your team win, whether it's score tonight and maybe the next night it's assists, maybe another night it's play defense. Those are all the things that I did, and I try to incorporate in all my guys.
Do you think that having that winning mentality or being able to help your team win, do you think that's something that's innate or like born in someone that gets pulled out, or do you think that's something that's completely developed?
Man, that's a that's $1 million question right there. You and I've had this discussion so many
Yes.
times, man. It's I can only go on my experience of me as a player and then the players that I've developed. I think you can develop it a little bit. I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. I think you can develop that with environment and how you train, who you're around, but sometimes it's just who you are as a person. But I think that also comes by your environment, how you're raised, what you're taught off the court. I think that carries over to what's on the court. But then if you're training and you're drilling a certain way for a very long period of time, I think it becomes a part of you. But, you know, my experience with training, it's been different for certain players. Some players have it. Some players I had to, give them that, give them that type of style of training to where they found it, and then actually had players that they never got it. So that's kind of a tough question.
For sure. Go ahead, Luke.
No, I was gonna say it's a similar path of the same question, but Jared and I talk about this a lot too. So you've obviously been with players from when they were young, developed them, seen go to pro through college and all that, and you've seen players probably not make it to the same spot, or everyone has different paths and all that. Is there ever like a time that like you see it in a kid at a young age that you're like, all right, like they're gonna stick with it, whatever that means for their path, but like is there any defining trait that you can tell at a young age that you're like, all right, this kid is gonna stick with it, like they have whatever it is that is gonna take them far?
Let's see. I'm trying. Let me think about some of the guys. I would definitely say how they approach workouts. There's few that I've never had to say go harder. Jordan Ford being one of them. I've never had to tell certain players you got to go hard, you got to push yourself. And then there's a few where I have to constantly push them, push them, push them. But when you're young and you already understand what it takes to, like, what you need to do in a work out, go hard, have a high motor. I think that separates a lot of players. And then some players get it later on, but when you're young, I think it's super special for you to just have that in you. So that's definitely one of those. That's part of that grit that I think some kids have.
I also think like, and I'm not gonna try to put you on the spot too much, Shine. But I think that is, again, you kind of talked about it, like environmental, I think plays a huge part, especially at that young age, because we've had this conversation and I know you've told people this story before, but like people don't really know. I feel like the majority of people don't know that like Jordan Ford was like a world chess champion when he was like a little kid. And I
Yeah.
feel like that mentality of like being cerebral and like that it comes out in how he plays.
Hmm.
And I think like that
Absolutely.
environment that he was put in at that really young age, that his parents just did a really good job of like, maybe he had it in him all the time, but that process was sped up because Q and Ann like put him in those environments really young and like had to use his brain more than just like, I'm just gonna be faster than everybody, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna
Hmm.
jump higher than everybody, or whatever.
Right. No, I agree. I definitely agree with that. That's something different, and not that everyone needs to play chess when they're young, but that's that's definitely something that's you know I was blown away by that when I first met him at such a young age. But it makes sense. Like he's playing chess on the court. How he approaches the game, his outlook. He's never he's never in a position to where he's defeated mentally. At least doesn't he? I've never seen him show it outwardly, but he's always been even keel. He's always thinking about the next move, next play, next game. Whether he does really well, whether he doesn't do as well, he's always constantly ready to adapt. So I definitely agree with you with
Now,
Well,
I have a question about your specific approach to training, if you will.
that.
Many people have been in the gym at the same time as you and Jared. Is that a correct statement? Would you say?
That is a correct statement.
Um, we'll get into more about Jared, but we're gonna keep this about you right now.
yeah, we don't have to get into it about Jared. We're not doing
We'll
it.
definitely
We're
get
going
into it
to.
about
We're going
Jared
to.
here. Don't you worry, Jay.
We're going to. But what is it about you, about Shine, that you think is special that players not only latch to you, but kind of like understand that you're gonna put them on the right path to be successful in whatever it is? Because you've seen it, like we've talked about. There's a numerous amount of players that you've developed and put in good positions. So what do you think it is about yourself that allows them to trust you?
Um, hmm, that's a good one. That's a real good one. I think my approach to training is the same as life. Like I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Um, I think my personality, I'm able to gravitate to a lot of people. People do the same to me, and then also I think that's helped me a ton is being able to demonstrate most, if not everything, that I try to teach my players, but being able to demonstrate in a way to where when they see me do it, they're like, wow, okay, that's what he means. And I think that helps. It goes a long way. Um, and then how I speak to them, I speak to different players in certain ways because I have a good feel of how they receive things, receive information. So I'm able to adapt to that aspect. And then the biggest thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is I've been able to build a culture. So if I get a new player, my current players has been with me for a very long time. If they're in those groups or even in the gym, they hold them accountable as much as I do. So you're constantly hearing the same thing. But with my younger players, they probably looked up to my Jordan Fords, my Tyrell Roberts, my Noah Blackwells, guys like that. And if those guys are saying something to the younger generation, then they're going to respect it more, and it just kind of keeps going. So I think that's and I got a little swag too.
Oh,
Yeah,
introducing
here,
myself.
here you go. There it
There
is.
you
Because
go.
you're
There you go.
to get on your
I
ass
got a little
again
swag.
about being modest. Because again, if you've never seen Shine demonstrate, it is something to be held. Because it is crazy. It
Crazy.
Yeah,
is.
we need
It's
more IG.
Oh,
yeah.
We need more
It's
IG reels
it's
of
real
Shine
crazy.
showing how to do
Like,
the moves, man. We need more of those.
yo,
it's
Shine
yeah.
will have dudes that are like 5, 6, 8-year pros, played at the highest level, Euro Cup, Euro League, G League, NBA. He'll do some ball handling demonstration or he'll do some shooting footwork demonstration, and they'll be like, "Wait, what? Do that again, please." Like, you got dudes that are getting paid to play basketball that need multiple demonstrations like they're sixth graders. It's funny.
Yeah, that is
Um,
true.
so like on a different note, Shine, what do you miss most about hooping, man? I think that's
Man,
like, what do you miss most about hooping? Because we've hooped a lot together, and
dude. Well, I miss watching you do your U-turn layups.
I was gonna bring up U-turn layups today.
oh man,
Shine is the one who told
But
me about the infamous Jared Waters U-turn
oh
lays,
my
man.
goodness, man.
yes,
Nah, man, I miss it. I miss it. Like, I mean, I just miss it dearly, dude. I just miss competing. I miss going into a gym, and especially when people don't know who I am, and just letting making sure they knew who I was before I left. I just miss challenging myself with different types of players and playing styles. Um, I miss that feeling when you're playing all day and you get home and you're like, damn, the day was a great hoop day. You know, my body doesn't feel that. My body's a little older, so with training, I'm sure you know, Jared, like it hurts, man. And but I just really miss that competitiveness and just being able to just be in the gym all day and just be around the game and participating, like in drills, bumping play, stuff like that. I just miss that. I miss that so much.
yeah, it makes no sense. 2 hours of playing, I would feel
Uh,
fine. 2 hours of
yeah,
standing and training, feel like crap.
crazy. It doesn't make any
Because
sense.
like I could play
Doesn't
for
make
2 hours. Once I get warm, I can play for 2 hours. I'm okay. I might hurt
yeah,
tomorrow, but like I'll be okay on that day.
right.
2 hours of training, I'm like, oh God, how many more sessions do I have? Take
Facts,
some
You're gonna
Advil.
need a lot
yeah,
of hip and back activation though, Jared, before those 2 hours.
Yeah,
man.
no, I'm good. I don't
Yeah,
do much anymore. I just run around and talk. So
yeah,
just
that's the
like,
Fair.
remedy.
yeah, that's the remedy. The more you talk, the more the blood flows, from the top.
yeah.
We've talked about it. If that's what you're focusing on, your body can't focus on being tired. Can't
That's
focus
right.
on being hurt.
That's
There you
true.
go.
That's
There you
true.
go.
But no, man, I just miss
Yeah.
competing with just random folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shine, on here we talk a lot about like having the walk-on mindset and what that means to different people. And when I went to ISU, I remember specifically you reached out and we talked about your time at Norfolk State, and you told me some incredible things that I really took and digested and thought about a lot. And I kind of wanted to hear you talk about that on here, just when you went to Norfolk State, what it was like, and just the energy and the mindset you brought that you were going to be the best player you could be there, and just kind of hit on that.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know soccer was my first sport. So I was really, really good at soccer and I had scholarships for that. But basketball, I had to work for. So I gained more of a love for that more than soccer. So I was kind of natural. So I always wanted to play in college really bad. And at the time, growing up in North Carolina, I just wanted to get out of North Carolina. So I got accepted to Norfolk State, and that was a school that I felt like I could play at. And I didn't really know. I mean, I knew about Division One, Division Two, and stuff like that, but I didn't really know how big of a difference it really was. I grew up a UNC fan, like I'm a UNC guy, Tar Heel baby. So that's what I thought. That's only D1. But so yeah, I got enrolled, man. I just wanted to go to that school just because I just wanted to get out of North Carolina. I didn't really um, like look at a lot of other schools, and I went straight to the coach's office and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to play. Like, what y'all having tryouts?" and they actually looked at me kind of crazy because they're like, "Bro, who are you? What do you mean you just want to come?" Like, that's not what happens at the D1 level. You don't just walk up to the coach like, "I'm trying to hoop." I didn't know what a preferred walk on was at the time. None of that. I just know I can play at that level, and I just wanted to hoop. So I used to bug the coaches. They used to brush me off, and I met a few other players. I'm sorry, other students that was going to try out as well, from all over, and we just kind of worked out together, worked out all the time. But I promise you, I would try to talk to coaches every day, and they would literally just tell me. It got to the point to where they would tell me I can't come back in the gym. I would go work out in their main gym just so they can see me, and they're like, "You can't be in here. This is for the players only. We have trials in October or something like that." And I'm like, "All right, bet. I just want y'all to see me." I remember when they had their preseason workouts on the track in the morning, like 6 a.m. Yeah, I think it was 6 a.m. And I would go out there like I'm working out. I would work out, but I would make sure they see that I'm already like I was running it, man. And so long story short, they had a tryout. The tryout was one day or 2 days. It was at 5 a.m. I think they did that on purpose. It was 80 dudes that were coming to try out. We met in the gym they said be there like 4:45. We met in the gym. The coaches come, they introduce themselves. They said, "Hey, we're going to split you up in teams. We're going to have you guys play, and then we're going to pick five players to come scrimmage against the team, but 5 positions. So a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5." And we were like, "That's it." So anyway, they split us up. We pick up in the morning at 5 a.m. The coaches left the gym. We're like, "Okay, that's weird." So we're just hooping, and I think they were picking through the doors. And then when it was done, they said, "We'll give you a call, let you know to come to practice, I think in a day or so, and then we're just going to scrimmage their team." I don't know how, but I was one of the dudes. I mean, I don't even remember like if I was killing or not, but they hit me up, man, and went to the practice. And that 5 that tried out, we scrimmaged against their starting 5, and that was quite interesting. But one of the things that kind of helped me was my defense at the time. Their best player at the time, he like led the NCAA in pretty much all the categories. He was really nice. I can't remember his name. And that day, he had a really tough time. And so coaches, they liked that, and they said that they want me to be on the team, but they didn't have a roster spot, and they wanted me to redshirt. And I didn't know what that meant at the time. I was like, "Man, I'm trying to hoop. Like, I don't know what's that mean." So then they had a scrimmage, and they let me scrimmage, and I did well in the scrimmage. And the next thing you know, I was on the roster as a freshman. And that's pretty much how it started.
That guard felt
Yeah.
that I'm tapping the shoulder. Shine's other nickname
Yes.
is Shoulders, dubbed to him by Tyrell Roberts and Mo.
And Mo. Yeah. Nah, man. That was crazy because I remember sneaking into the auxiliary gym to work out at night, breaking in. As one of those doors where if you like really just like pulled it really fast, it'll just pop open. And me and one of my homies would be in there just working out like 2 a.m. I didn't drink, I didn't party, so I just worked out, man. And I really wanted to hoop, and actually, defense was really what got me on the team.
All right, it's dope, man.
It's huge. That's super dope. So to piggyback off of Tommy's question, what is your definition of a walk-on?
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. A definition.
Welcome to the walk-on pod.
Yeah.
Shine.
Dude, a definition of a walk-on?
Hey, don't mess this up. We're gonna put this on our website.
Oh, don't link it, man.
Oh man, definition of walk-on.
Or walk-on mindset. Whatever route you want to take it, but
yeah.
If you want to get spiritual, man, you get spiritual. So
this is
The
your
floor
floor.
is yours, Shine. The floor is yours.
Man, all right. Well, first
you want Luke to play some Larry June for you to get in the mode, or
yeah, hey, that would get me going. Nah, man, I would say just someone who's gritty mentally and physically. Um, Probably one of the toughest mental person. And just having that will to succeed, no matter what the cost is, how you do it, whatever the route is. Someone that's going to do the dirty work, and but at the same time, you got to be humble about it. So that's all I
I
got
like
for
that.
you.
Nice.
Like
No
that.
matter
Like
how
that
you
a
get
lot.
there, as long as you do.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, I think
All right.
in the Nay episode we talked about kind of like the whatever it takes mentality too, and I feel like
Yeah.
your story, like talking about being at the track, waiting for them to kick you out the gym and stuff, like those little things, like a lot of people wouldn't understand. Like that's a whatever it takes mentality. Like you said, like you were really pushing yourself. Like whether or not you knew it was getting you better, it was they were gonna see me. Like whatever it
Right.
takes, like stuff like that. So I think that's an amazing story, honestly.
Nay
I
had a good
appreciate that.
phrase. Nay had a good phrase. It's slipping my mind right now, but it was something about like being delusional. You have to kind of be
Delusional
delusional.
confidence.
Yeah,
Optimism.
or
Optimism.
optimism. It was but it was great. But that story right there, like you see someone walking into the local Division One coach's office every single day, like they're gonna look this guy insane, but like you didn't care,
Yeah,
and that's what makes it
man.
so special.
Thanks. No, that's exactly right, man. I wouldn't even recommend someone doing that now.
Yeah, no,
Well,
exactly.
that's a
Now
good
that
point.
you've done it.
I was gonna bring that up. I think that's a good point, and it kind of goes back to what you were starting off with like if it's an innate ability for people to understand like what winning is and stuff. Like you said, you didn't know any better. So like if you had known
Yeah.
any better, that's like not necessarily like on paper what you're supposed to do. Who knows what would happen? You know what I mean? So like
Mhm.
the fact that like in you,
Yeah.
like that was just like whatever I need to do, I'm gonna get in front of them. So let's go to the coach's office. Like if other
Yeah.
Yeah.
people who didn't know any better, it's like all right. So
Yeah.
I think that's part of it.
These
No,
coaches
I
had to
agree.
be looking at you so nuts when they saw you out on the track too. Like, come on, man.
Crazy.
Is that the
I'm up
same
there.
kid that knocked on my door?
Is that the same guy
Yeah.
that's been in our office 5 times this week?
Hey, so I got to tell you this quick story. So once I made the team, we were still doing like our morning workouts, but it was 5 a.m. So he was in the weight room 5 to 6, and then he was on the track from 6 to 7. And I just like made the team, and I'm just trying to prove myself no matter what. And one of my teammates, I think he was late or missed class, and so the coach made him do like some extra sprints. And so we already had a full hour of track stuff where it's just crazy. And I'm trying to be that good teammate. Like, man, I'm gonna run with you, right? So I do that. We do some extra sprints. Man, I'm dying. I'm just like, dude, don't be late to class or whatever he did. Like, don't do that again, man. Because I'm gonna always try to like have your back. So then the coach brings us in, and this is probably the first time I ever felt like felt like I was about to black out. And I remember I'm leaning on my teammate, and the coach is talking to us. I'm like, Coach, I'm sick, man. I'm about to throw up. He was like, Nah, you good. Somebody hold him up. And they hold me up, and he's talking. And I promise you, I freaking hurled on the coach. Like, like the exorcism pearl. I freaking just let it go. And then I just collapsed. I'm like, oh shit. Like and my all the players like, oh shit, like they're laughing and everything.
That's crazy.
The coach, it was assistant coach. Assistant coach, he was mad, but then he was like, he started laughing as well. He was like, "What you have for breakfast? You had like some Cheerios or something?" Like he just made like light of it, but you could tell he was trying to hold it in. And I was laying on the ground. I remember like looking up, and my teammates are like looking at me, and they was like, "Damn, the walk on, man. We start calling you Hurl." I'm like, Hurl, like, yeah, you're Hurl. I'm like, bro, what? And they just kept calling me that for like a week. But I remember that, man.
And that was the first nickname.
That was the first nickname, bro. Hurl.
Wow.
They were like, "Yo, Hurl's here. Hey, Hurl, get." They was on that, and it was funny, man. And the player that I ran with, he respected me so much, and he actually looked out for me the most my freshman year because of that. But,
That's
yeah.
an awesome story.
I love that, man. That's great.
Hey, so before these two go on their spiel, I have one act because they're gonna go. I'm just gonna let it happen.
It's good. It's good chatter. What
Just
we're
let it
about
happen,
to get
Jared.
to. It's fine.
Just let it
Good
happen.
chatter.
One last serious question before these two dum dums get going. What is one thing, and you don't have to be specific with any people or anything like this. We just talk about a lot, and I'm curious to hear what you say. Is what do you think is the one thing that needs to change in training or youth basketball or whatever? What do you think is the one thing that needs to change?
One thing?
Just one, yeah.
I got a list. I got a list.
Part two.
Yeah.
Part two.
Yeah,
Let's
we
see,
can.
one thing. I mean, the culture is too broad, huh? The culture.
I mean, you can go into it however you want. I guess what I'm asking you is like, we can. I'll be honest. I'll say it. So Shine didn't have to say it. Like the basketball world is messed up. We talked to JoJo about it. JoJo doesn't think there's an answer to changing AAU. That the whole system's broken. So my question to you is from the training side, because we kind of have a different. I guess we're in a different lane than just doing the AAU stuff. There's some people that do both. There's some people that do one or the other, but we specifically just stick to the training. And I know why we both do that. But we don't have to go into that.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, what's the one thing you think like should change or needs to change? And it can be as broad or as specific as you want. Just something that you think would help make it better, an overall better environment for players.
Man. Well, I would say we got to cut out everyone gets a trophy. We got to cut that out. What I mean by that, I think in youth sports, everyone gets participation, award, and trophy. And then that leads to, now things are expected from parents, and then now the coaches, and even sometimes the trainers, they might baby a player. They might allow a player to act a certain way, to do certain things because maybe they're pretty good, or they could be afraid that they might lose the client, lose the player. And so I just think that everyone gets a trophy thing that needs to, I don't know if you can actually do that, but I think that's just one of the things that needs to be changed. As far as training goes, I mean, you and I talk about, I think we're at the level now that we don't have to train anyone that we don't want to, no matter who you are, NBA player or non-NBA player, low level, high level, we don't have to train. So I think that helps us when we're talking to parents and players and letting them know, like, this is how we do it here in the gym. And I'm not gonna let you get away with little stuff. And I don't care if you had 40 the other night. It doesn't matter because it's bigger than that one game.
Definitely.
Jared,
Good answer.
Do you want to answer your own question or no?
No, I'm good.
All right.
No, I had a comment, but I'm
save that for another time.
No. I want that comment.
I won't name drop specifically, but there's certain publications in this greater Sacramento area that needs to stop making 6 teams for every high school level, small school, medium level school, large school, 600 kids on the honorable mention list. Like, what are we doing?
Facts.
If I got in 6 games at varsity, I'm honorable mention automatic. Like, I'm a lock for that if I played 6 games.
Well, I mean, you did the U-turn layup though, so like that's
that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, I wish it was like that. You know how many honorable mentions I would have? I had so many U-turn layups in high school.
Can you explain what the U-turn layup is?
Yeah,
I'm gonna let Shine explain it, and we can just go into it. Shine's got
let's get a definition on the
U-turn layup. All right.
Paint the picture for me, Shine.
In the gym behind you, if you want to.
Yeah. All right, Pete. So let's say me and Jared are on the same team, which usually are when we play pickup, and we're on defense. Someone shoots a brick, which happens often in random pickups. Shoots a brick. either I get the rebound or Jared gets the rebound. But usually Jared, if he doesn't get the rebound, he runs his lanes really well. But for instance, we'll say he got the rebound and I know what's happening, so I don't bother running because I know what's about to happen. So he'll get the rebound, he'll push up the court, he'll make a few moves, full speed, and he'll lay it up. But you know when you lay the ball up, you stop and like get your breaks and immediately turn like a suicide. Jared lays it up, continue his path, and he U-turns, literally U-turns to get back on defense. But I've seen this man do this like 3 times in a row where he U-turn layup, he goes down on defense, gets a rebound, he'll push, U-turn layup again, he'll do it again, he might get a steal, and it's like going in a circle, and I'm just watching. It's crazy because y'all seen Jared move. The U-turn layups are straight up. They're straight up. They're not low. They're not. They're straight up. Great posture.
Probably talking about pointing on defense as he's making the turn.
Yes, or talking crazy to someone on the way back.
That is a full speed locomotive.
Yes,
rounding the corner.
Crazy. It's like he's almost like a big rig. Like, bro.
It's like NASCAR. It's really just NASCAR.
Yeah, it literally is NASCAR. It's no drifting. He's not freaking Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. He's NASCAR in it.
I'm going in an oval and I'm passing go every single time. And that's a bucket.
I'm gonna find some footage. It's gonna get posted.
He would probably have 4 or 5 points off of just U-turn layups, and then Rager threes. Rager threes and U-turn layups. There's no middies. There's no floaters.
That's efficient basketball.
That is actually. That is
the Bills.
Yeah. I was 7 seconds or less before D'Antoni.
Okay. You know, I don't know if I can get behind that one, but okay.
That's a good
if I can't see like a good turning angle to the basket, I'm just gonna stop and shoot it.
Yeah,
because I don't have the brakes to stop.
You don't want the layup. You don't want the layup if you can't complete the turn.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Like you don't see NASCAR just keep going straight when the turn's there. There's a wall there, you know.
There's a wall. They got to turn.
No, I have a question. Do you think if Jared wasn't above the rim type of player, like he was really dunking that, do you think there would be a U-turn dunk, like hypothetically?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
He wouldn't. Jared is not a hang on the rim type dude. Jared would be the dunk, like the mellow dunk, where he kind of throws it in, like Carmelo. Kind of throws it in, and as he lands, he just
continue to
turn. Like he's not gonna dunk and pull up and do a pull up. No, that's too much time wasted, too much energy. It's gonna be a dunk U-turn.
So Jared wouldn't be the kind of guy that gets the dunk and then like flips and hangs with one hand, you know, does the 360 and pulls off.
Not at all. Not at all, because he's going to get back on defense. He does his part.
He's already pointing. He's already top point match.
He might even take a charge.
I'd never take charges.
Yeah.
Now that we've got the ball. Now that we've got the ball rolling here, I want Luke. Luke can ask the question because it's Luke's original question.
I have a couple questions. So I don't know. First, I'm gonna ask the same question I asked you about Jared. What do you think Jared does really well as a trainer that allows players such as Tommy and myself to latch to him, that we trust him, that he's going to lead us to be successful?
Well, one, you're related to Jared. That's your thing.
Okay.
No, and I always say that because every time I get a kid that comes in that doesn't know you two, like, yo, is that Jared's brother? That shit, and I always say yes. I always say yes.
So, Ty said he always says yes too now too. So
it's funny.
It's the cut, man.
It's the cut, man. Nah, but honestly, man, Jared, he's probably one of the best that I've known that can articulate basketball in any type of terms so you can understand. He's very good at articulating movements, words, X's and O's. So I definitely think that's something that's a skill that I have trouble with articulating words wise. I can just show you, but I can't always make it sound smooth. But I mean, I can get my point across. So I think he does that really well. He's very knowledgeable about the type of player that whoever that individual is, what's going to help him, help them, I should say, and then also like he keeps it real too. And I think from knowing you guys for such a long time as well, y'all don't want to be with someone that's going to tell you lies and hype you up when you're really, you don't need that. You want to know what's up and you want to know the whys. And I think that's something to be said for. And also he cares too. That's the other thing too. He cares. He cares because there's some days where he'll have all these cancellations and he doesn't have to be there. Running a business, sometimes you don't have to. You want to be smart with your time, and he'll come in for you guys. Um, you know, just because he cares and wants to get better. So I think that helps. And then also, you guys been with them for such a long time, and I think it's the same thing with my guys. You have your community as far as like El Dorado Hills, like Oak Ridge and stuff like that, where there's kids that come up behind you that know who you were in high school and they follow you and like, man, we want to follow in your footsteps. Who do you work with? And Jared's your guy. So I think it kind of comes full circle in that way. So
all the Vista kids are still scared of me. So
well,
apparently Jared has
I scarred,
PTSD from him. Yeah, I don't know what he did.
I probably scarred some kids.
We got a few.
Well-
we got Jared a few Oak Ridge guys though. We got
I have
Jared
a
a
fair
few.
amount
of
of
them.
Oak Ridge,
yeah.
There is one thing that I don't think you really touched on. So I think you're 100% correct. But so there was a video. I don't remember who posted it, if it was you or if it was Jared, but it was a video of Jared in a parking lot with a ball. This had to be years ago, and he was doing some crazy, but like and it's hard for me to even explain what it was because it was Jared doing some crazy moves in the parking lot, dark, like all this, but like
we're at BJ's in Folsom.
BJ's in Folsom after training.
Yep. Exactly. The fact that these two they're at dinner together doing it, like they're off the clock. They think the game. Like, and I'm sure the reason why this video was a thing is because they were talking about probably specifically for a player or like a group of players that they're going to work out, like that this is an applicable thing for them and they needed to do it right then and there. Like, so the fact that, like, I think one thing for both of you that you do extremely well is like you truly have a passion for it. Like it's something that's always going in your head. And like Jared will hit me middle of the night sometimes with like a clip or like a tweet of like a video or something. He's like, this is exactly what we were talking about. Like it never stops. And I think that's a quality that you don't see all the time.
I 110,000% agree. I would say me and Jared are nuts. About
I mean, yeah. I call Jared every day. So
I would agree with that. Jared's definitely a psychopath.
Yeah.
Shine, I'm sure you are as well.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm okay. That's what I
tell
Jared.
We know, Jared. We know.
Who did I tell that to the other day? I told somebody that. I told somebody
probably me, bro.
No, it was it wasn't.
I was gonna say because I call you crazy every day, and then you're like
every day.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I remember that. I remember that video.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. And I don't remember what we were doing, but I do remember you doing all this stuff with that hoodie. I think it was a Solano hoodie.
Yeah.
Yes, the gray one. The gray
still got it.
Yeah.
Still got
Solano hoodie.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what you were doing, but I just know I had to take video of it. And we were talking about some real shit, but it was just also funny because sometimes when Jared is in his zone and he doesn't know and he's getting to doing stuff and I'm like, yo, your body just be moving kind of crazy.
That's really what the video is for.
But nah, man, I mean I think that's why Jared has the success he does as a trainer and as do I, is that like you said, Luke, it's always constant. And I think we've both evolved as trainers because I have some old videos where I used to have 1 million cones out there. I used to be doing all this crazy stuff. And I mean, I feel like I still do some crazy stuff, but it's a little more accepted. But I mean, we both evolved as the game has evolved. And I actually think we've evolved and simplified our training as well, which at the end of the day, especially at the NBA level, that's where it comes down to, just being really, really good, really great at the simple stuff. And so that's the main goal. So yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. All right. The question we've all been waiting for.
Oh,
I need
Jesus.
your favorite Jared story. Could be on or off the court. I don't care. Favorite Jared story.
Man.
And let me tell you, Nay, and let me tell you, Nay dropped a really good one
Wait,
about
did he drop
Jared.
the LA one?
I mean,
No,
That was off the record. The LA one was off the record.
There's an off the record image on.
Okay,
That's
okay.
that's after hours pod.
Nay dropped a good one of Jared pulling up in the SUV with the sunglasses on.
No,
and
I had
pumping
not
real
the
loud.
SUV. I had the gold
I remember
Lexus.
that. I remember that. Man. All right, man.
You
All
could
right,
do
so,
one basketball and one not basketball if you want.
All right, so basketball one. We're playing pickup 24.
Oh, God.
I like how you already know what's happening. When pick up 24. Oh God.
We're playing pickup. The Roseville 24.
Yeah, not Folsom 24. This is Roseville 24.
Roseville 24. All the homies up there, and me and Jared, up there, we were doing our thing. And I remember Jared was locking some dude up, but like just cutting him off. And the dude was like, he was mad. Like he was really mad. And Jared, Jared might say some crazy stuff, right? So I remember the dude drives baseline and Jared cuts him off and he runs into Jared and he goes out of bounds. He calls foul. And Jared straight up looks at this dude. He was like, "You calling a foul on that?" He told this dude, he said, and I'm not going to cuss, but he said, "You tried to chest F me to the rim." And I repeat, you tried to chest F me to the rim. You're not getting that foul. That's our ball. And he starts walking down the other end. And this dude was he was a hood dude. He looked at Jared so crazy. And I swear I thought Jared's life was about to end. And I had to step in because I had to step in. I had to tell him, look, it's all good. Like, he's crazy. Whatever, it's all good. It's not even worth it. It's my dude, blah, blah. And I will never forget that because I wish I could say exactly what Jared said because it gives no justice. But he said, "You tried to chest F me to the rim and it didn't work." And then he walked off, man. It was the craziest thing. And that's just one of many basketball stories where I have to stop dudes from
there's not. Yeah,
I cannot say I've ever heard that phrase.
Yo,
no one else has ever been said.
Yo, I gotta tell y'all off the record at the gym how he did it. But It was crazy because like he really had this dude mad because they looked at Jared, they looked at him like, "Oh, this white boy, I'm about to cook him." And Jared didn't allow that at that time. And he was very frustrated and he couldn't believe what happened. But then when Jared added those words, it just add that little extra spice to it, man.
It's probably in the manner that I said it and the tone that I said it, and I said it multiple times. Is probably what really
I can picture exactly.
I'm playing it in my head right now. I totally see it.
It was crazy, and I'm just always like, "Yo, nah, he's good. He's with me. He's chilling." Like people, they're like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah, it's actually I can't count how many times Shine has stopped people from trying to fight me.
Yeah. I mean, the lab too, man.
Oh yeah, the first time. That's why the story I thought you were gonna tell was the first time he took me to the lab and I almost got beat up.
Nah, that's another story for another time. But yeah, that's crazy. That's the basketball one. Shoot, man, off court ones. I got some crazy ones, but they're off. They're off. They're
after hours pod.
After hours pod. So
when we get there, we will get those stories.
Yeah, you know what my favorite non-basketball story was Shine. One of them. There's so many, but my favorite is when, and we've talked about it, not kind of recently. We took Shine to his first concert in the Bay.
Oh,
We took him to an
shoot.
Empire of the Sun show. And he
Yeah.
was not ready for what went down. It was a great show. But
Dude.
that was a blast.
Man, y'all know who Empire Sun is?
Can't say I
I'm
do.
not familiar. I'm not familiar.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. We gotta show it to you for you to really understand. And I just got out here from North Carolina, so I was not on that at all. But it was dope.
Yeah.
Props to you for trusting Jared with that.
Yeah.
that
Well, it was Jared and Martine. It was
Yeah.
both of them. If it was just Jared, I was like, I don't know.
At least you didn't tell the Pickle Wickle story.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
This feels really after hours pod, bro. All right, man.
No, that wasn't.
The
It's not.
what?
That's not.
That
That's
was
not.
kind of wild. The
It's wild,
context
but
is
it's
wild.
not. It's not. That's just the nickname
Pickle
of it.
Wickle
Is a hotel. Yeah.
Okay.
My fault. That's on me.
I
That's
needed context there.
Yeah. It's a hotel. It's actually called the Pickwick Hotel, but
Yes.
it's
okay. Maybe I didn't want the context.
yeah. All right. I think we can close that book there. That's good. That's great.
Yeah.
So before we get into the starting five, Jared, my fault.
no. I was gonna. No, go ahead.
Before we get into the starting five, as I introduce it, I do. So we've been calling you Shine the whole time. The starting five is going to be starting five nicknames. Where does the nickname Shine come from?
Nickname Shine comes from David Ankrum. He's a coach at Country Day High School. It's the lab. It's actually where I took Jared. But he gives Nick. Yeah, that's where Jared our first encounter hoop when he almost got beat up. But it's called the lab, and the dude in there, he just gives everybody nicknames. Y'all must not know Jared's nickname is.
What's Jared's nickname?
Oh,
in the lab? It's Jimmer.
Oh, I know this one. Yeah. Aaron called him that.
Yeah.
Aaron gave me the nickname. Yeah. So, anyways.
Yeah. So anyway, Shine came from Dave. When I first came out here, I was training somebody, and I asked a spot to play pickup, and I went there. And when you go into the lab, like, they don't care who you are, if you're a trainer, if you hooper, NBA player or whatever, a pro player. They just want to see you hoop and are you real. And I think before I got in there, a lot of trainers would go up in there and they wasn't really good at hoop. So anyway, I was doing my thing for a week, and then Dave finally said that he gave a nickname Shine, and the reason why he gave me that name is because he's from New York, and when he used to play pickup outside, he would say drug dealers would be kind of outside watching the kids hoop, and if you were killing that day, doing really well in hoop, they would walk up to you and give you money to get you shoes, and they would just say, "Yo, I see you shining, kid," and they would give them some shoes because you were doing well that day, or you're making a name for yourself in the hoop world. So anyway, Dave said I reminded him of those times just because no one knew who I was, and I was doing my thing, hooping, and so yeah, that's her. And then he kind of stuck.
Yeah, that's tight.
I was gonna say it's definitely stuck, not kind of stuck.
Yeah,
That's a great story. Yeah, and shout out Dave, man. Dave's one of a kind.
One of the best.
Yeah,
one of the best. Yep.
Yeah, one of a kind. So to that segue, Shine. So we're doing our start. We do a segment starting five. The category is nicknames. Now you can take it in any walk of life, any nickname, and we set it up like you're going to give us your point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center.
Okay.
And then like however you want to set it up. It doesn't have to be like a basketball player that plays that position. It can be any music, TV, any of that, right? Is that what we're doing?
I did all basketball, but I don't know if you.
Oh,
guys
I thought it was open. Okay, yeah, we can go athletes.
That's cool.
Athletes,
That's cool.
I might have missed that.
If we want to go artists, we can get some good ones in there too. So.
No, I think that's a good pivot actually. Okay, just athletes.
Wait,
all right, cool.
I'm good with athletes if that's what the original plan was.
Yeah.
So Shine, once you give your five, like we'll go. One of us will go first, so you get a feel for it, and then after we do our five, then we'll have a walk-on pick, which is like our walk-on of nicknames. Someone that embodies the walk-on. So,
Got you. Okay.
Luke or Tom, you want to go first? We're going all athletes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do
Also,
we
if you
wanna do-
disagree, go ahead.
we want to do serpentine style like we've been doing.
I'm good with that if you want to do it that way. But I don't know if Shiner, you feel like you can do it on the fly or you want some time?
I might need some time, so
Yeah,
All right.
let's just go.
I gotta
Tom,
see
you-
what you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all want
Tom,
me to
you
go
can ahead
first?
and- yeah, you
Yeah,
can go
Tom,
ahead and
you can
rip,
go.
and then yeah.
I'm gonna pull my list
between
up
me and
here.
Jared.
Man, you got a list.
All right.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're locked in. We're locked in now, Shine.
Okay.
At my one, so I went all athletes. I've got a guy who's gonna run the team. He's gonna do everything that Shine talked about that he needed in a point guard. And that's why I've got Allen, the answer, Iverson. I've got the answer at the
Come on,
one.
man. You see what I got on me. Come on, man.
Yeah, there we
Come on,
go.
man.
Oh, uh-oh.
There we go.
Don't get too
I
close to the
lost it there
camera.
for a second. Lost it for a second.
Backcourt bully. Okay.
Yeah. His backcourt mate, not a basketball player, but that's fine. I fully believe he would do more than good enough in basketball. He's a showstopper. We've got Dion Primetime Sanders,
Come
Coach
on.
Prime.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
At the three,
I like that.
nothing more needs to be said. I've got the Black Mamba at the three. I think that's one of the
Come
best nicknames of all time. At the four, I went with a little funny route here. This guy was hilarious in the league. One of my favorite players to watch when I was growing up, just because I thought he was so funny. I've got Glenn, Big Baby Davis at the four,
That's a good one.
and then
Why?
He's back in the news. Is why.
Glenn, Big Baby Davis at the four,
Oh my
and then
goodness.
at the five, I've got I couldn't even tell you why this guy has this nickname, or actually, maybe I could. Maybe I might have the story wrong. It's another Celtic player, current player. I think it's a great nickname because it's so unique. Give me Time Lord, Robert Williams, Time Lord.
Time Lord?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw
What?
that. I didn't even know that was his nickname.
His nickname is Time Lord, Robert Williams.
That doesn't
And
even
I
make
believe it
sense.
has to do with like him just being late all the time or something. I'd have to fact check it, but
Time
He
Lord?
did
His
miss
nickname-
his flight to
Crazy.
Boston.
I think
After he got
I think it's
drafted.
something. Yeah, I think that's why
Time Lord.
they call him Time Lord.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
actually crazy.
All right, man. I got no problems with the list.
Yeah, good list. Good list.
Good
You
list. Oh,
want-
he didn't give his walk on.
that
We'll
we
go
do
back
that.
to
circle
that.
back.
We'll go back to
Yeah,
that.
we
Oh,
circle
okay,
back
okay,
at the
okay.
end. And like
sure.
again, you saw like if you want to have explanation for each one of your picks, that's cool. So,
Okay.
Luke, you want to go? You want me to go?
Yeah, no, I'm ready here.
All right, let's see it.
Yeah, so I made some last minute subs because I had all basketball players, but I like there's some NFL nicknames that I enjoy as well. So I threw a couple of these in. So at my point guard, Jared criticized what my point guard position stereotype has been in the past few episodes because it's always been a pass first guy. So I wanted to center my point guard around defense. You know, Shine talked about his defense. He thought that made the difference. So I want my point guard to be locks, clamps. Give me Revis
Ooh.
Island. Give me Revis Island at my point guard.
Revis
Darrell Revis.
So essentially, you need someone to pick up the slack for you not playing defense.
I mean, you can
Darrell
take that with
Revis?
what you will. We know what month it is.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
I don't know. You've been sliding. You were sliding your puppies there last couple of days. That's good.
Yeah. Anyways, Revis Island at the one.
Like it,
At
like
the
it.
two. At the
Okay.
two, I would be remiss if I didn't have him in my starting lineup. This is my favorite player of all time. Got Jesus Shuttlesworth at the two.
Yeah.
Come
man.
on.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
great
nice.
nickname.
Okay.
Great
Big
nickname.
Ray
I like
Allen
it. I
fan.
like it.
Jesus
Like it.
Shuttlesworth at two. At the three, you want to talk about dominance? This player at his prime displayed some of the most dominant actions I've ever seen on the football field. Give me Megatron at my three.
Wow. Okay.
Megatron.
Calvin Johnson.
I don't watch football like
the
that.
picture
so.
of him lining up and they had two DBs on him when people are like, don't compare DK to Calvin Johnson ever. I think that's all you need to see. Like, that's why my three is going to take over. At the four, to round out my football picks, this is a throwback one. Always gets a great card in Madden, so that's why I have a near and dear spot in my heart for him. Give me William Perry, the fridge. The fridge at my four.
I think I would like to see Big Baby and Fridge go head to head.
Yeah, I think I do think that might be the marquee matchup this week.
Yeah.
Because that's a special matchup there. And then out the 5 again, you guys, it's not a starting 5 if I don't have a Sacramento Kings player in there. So give me Boogie
gosh.
Cousins at the 5. I need Boogie and
Boogie.
Okay.
That's near and dear to my heart as well. But I like my 5 a lot. I really do.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Actually.
All right. I'm glad because that was nice. We're gonna have a lot of variation here.
That's
So
perfect.
at my point guard, true point guard, he's a showstopper. He did, as Sean was talking about, he is from, made his name famous in New York. He's one of the few guys that actually did both. Street ball legend, NBA legend. Give me Skip to my Lou
Come on.
at the
That's a really
point.
good pick. That was my walk-on pick.
Skip to my
Yes.
Lou.
That was your walk on, Luke?
That was my walk-on
like
pick.
that.
Man.
It's
Now-
fine, though. I have a couple good ones in the chamber.
This
like
man needs
that,
no
man.
introduction. He is the greatest of his sport. Give me Eldrick Woods, aka Tiger.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Tiger Woods.
Eldrick Woods.
Eldrick. There's no question why his
Yo.
nickname was Tiger.
All right.
All right, now I went a little off the reservation here, but so if you want to throw a flag, we can argue about it. But I feel like this is a great pick. I feel like this
It's
is,
gonna be a WWE guy.
you already know.
Oh, no
he's the
way.
man. He's the freaking man. Give me Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I
That's a
knew
good
This
it.
one.
Oh,
Stone Cold.
I like it. It's a good play.
Stunner.
It's a good play. It's a good play. It's a good play.
crazy.
I'll give it a
Yeah.
pass. I'm not throwing a flag.
Yeah, I like it, Jay.
Yeah. Guy's just straight killer. Now, my other forward, he's
It's a
about
big
the
pick here. We've had 2 really good 4s.
Bro, both these fours have no chance. Because this guy's about his business. Give me the Iceman Chuck Liddell. Right hand knockout.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Luke,
All
you're
right.
hot. You don't like that?
I just don't. I mean, we're talking about the fridge over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
we're talking
Yeah,
about
bro,
Big
he's gonna
Baby, man.
fall
Big
like
Baby's
a
taking a
fridge.
punch.
Wow.
go ahead.
All right, now. Oh, you guys are not ready for this one.
I mean, this has been a
I'm-
good 5. I'll give you.
I'm
I'll give you
getting
your
back
props.
into my historian game here. Okay. This guy was one of the first guys to break an actual backboard with a dunk. And that's what gave him the nickname.
Yes.
Daryl Dawkins, aka Chocolate
That's a
Thunder.
really good pick.
Chocolate Thunder. Great.
Dr. A is gonna really like that
picture.
pick. Dr. A is gonna like that pick.
Daryl
Great
Chocolate
picture.
Thunder Dawkins.
I used to watch
Wow.
Chocolate Thunder highlights all the time.
That's so rare.
Wow.
Because
That
you're
is my
not
spot.
like
That's not that's a Jim Ball. That's a Jim Ball staple right there. Jim Ball used to show me Chocolate Thunder highlights.
I would have never pinned you for someone to watch Daryl Dawkins clip.
It
Wow.
was before
That
I
was
knew what my
great.
game was.
That was
All right,
great.
Sean. All right, Sean.
All right. Man, this was hard, man. This was hard. Let's see. I had to look up some folks. So I'm gonna go with my point guard, also a Sacramento Kings legend. I'm gonna go with White Chocolate. You knew it. You knew what's happening.
Yeah.
See how we
Great
did
pick.
that
Perfect.
there?
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
See that? I like
They really are best
flash.
friends, man. They really are best friends.
Yeah. Holding it down for the other side.
those
That,
who
I love
doubt
it.
it,
That's-
I love
bro,
it.
For those that doubt it, if they were best friends, they are.
Oh,
yeah, so that's my one. I mean, elbow pass, the swag. He's White Chocolate for a reason. We're connected one way or another. So that's that. For my 2, oh man, this was tough. I'm gonna go with so I know we're only doing athletes, but I feel like we just need his presence. I'm gonna go for my 2, Champagne Poppy. And the reason why I have him in there because
He did win his own basketball tournament recently.
he did. So I consider him also an athlete. He's not gonna do too much scoring, but his presence alone just brings in a lot. So we're gonna go with that. Champagne
He's a
Papi.
coach on the floor.
Exactly. And then 3, I mean, you already know where I'm from. So your airness, got MJ,
Yep.
Air Jordan. I mean, gotta have him.
Yeah,
great pick. I thought Luke was going to go that route, actually.
Yeah. For my 4, I'm going to go with rest in peace, Escalade from N1.
I like
mixtape. Y'all
that.
remember
Wow.
Escalade?
I didn't expect that one.
Yeah. I mean, he's 6'8". I don't know how much he weighed, but he was big fella. He could move. I mean, you gotta have him. And he was a really good dude and I grew up on the N1 mixtape. So I always watched him and I was like, dude, how is he this big moving and doing these things? So I'm gonna go with that, Escalade. And then my 5, I want to go with another legend, the Shactus, the Diesel.
The Diesel. Which nickname do you want?
Shazam.
Which nickname do you want Luke to use?
Yeah.
In the edit.
Oh man, dang!
Just put an asterisk, all Shaq nicknames.
Yeah, all Shaq nicknames.
Shazam. I want a Shazam.
Shazam. Go ahead and lock that in, Luke. Shazam.
Shazam. Have y'all seen that movie? Have y'all seen him in that?
Yeah,
no. Change it. Shaq. No. Shaq Fu. Shaq Fu. That's the one. That's the nickname I want you to go with.
I like it.
I like it.
That.
Yep.
If you want to turn around and just give us your walk on, go right ahead.
Let me think about that. Who,
Jared, go ahead.
You want me to go?
Yeah, we'll come back.
Oh man, I got so many good ones. This one's. I feel like this guy embodies the walk on because he never really made it to the level that he was trying to make it to, but his nickname is gonna go down in infamy. So give me "He Hate Me" as my walk on from the XFL.
Who?
He hate me.
What?
From the XFL.
Bro, I'm with Shine. Who?
Bro, what? You don't know who He Hate Me is?
No,
I don't know who He Hate Me is.
Oh man, that hurts.
This is like
I thought that was.
This is like This is like the Christmas episode.
Oh, it is.
He Hate Me.
That was it. He gave himself that nickname.
No, I have no idea.
Okay, I have no idea who this is.
I love it.
I think it's a good.
I'm looking up.
I think it's a good walk-on pick.
Yeah, because you guys have no idea who he is. This is a great walk-on pick.
I have no.
All right, well, I can go ahead and reel off my walk-on while you get the actual name here.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you.
I really love my walk-on pick. My walk-on pick exudes confidence. Something you need as a walk-on. Be confident in yourself to get to the places that you know that you belong. I got Adrian Broner, the problem, as my walk-on pick.
Whoa!
Hey, he's so funny.
Whoa.
He's so funny. Oh,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad we pivoted to all athletes because that's one that I definitely wanted to include, and I think he'd probably be mad that I have him as a walk-on pick, but the problem is my pick.
Problem.
Now, Jared, did you get?
Awesome.
I did. His actual name is Rod Smart, and again, you guys, Shine probably wasn't paying attention, but you guys are young. The original XFL. That's where he became famous. And it was like Vince McMahon, who ran WWF at the time. He started the XFL the first time. And this dude put his nickname on the back of his jersey, and his nickname was He Hate Me. And I just read, he said the reason he gave himself that nickname is because he's like, if coach is not putting him in, he's like, say he hates me. That's what I'm saying. Give me a chance. That's all I ask. That's it.
Wow.
And real walk-on fashion. He hate me.
Yeah. He hate me.
Rod,
Good for you, Waters. Good for you, Waters.
Rod, he hate me smart. It's a good pick, Jared.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay.
Do we want me to go, or are you ready, Rashid?
I'm ready, man.
Go
My
ahead.
walk on, this dude, he put his country on his back, and he actually was one of my favorite athletes growing up. And I'm gonna go with Pac-Man, Manny Pacquiao.
Nice.
I like that.
Good pick.
That dude is
Pac-Man.
real. Yeah, man. I think he exudes what a walk on is. Just his mentality, what he did for his country, what he continues to do for his country, but just had no fear, man. Grit. And so that's my walk on right there.
I like
Nice.
Nice. I
Good
like
pick.
it.
it. James
Thanks.
My walk on.
is Tommy
I-
Ball. Oh my bad.
I guess that is a nickname. My walk on. I wanted to put one of them in the starting lineup, but it's a walk on because this relates to two people. You guys would call it a homer pick, but give me the Splash Brothers.
Whoa.
Dubbed-
Okay. Yeah.
Dubbed the greatest
Wow.
shooting backcourt of all time, real early
Yeah.
on, and they have exceeded all expectations with a lot of doubters, and they're still on the same team together. Hopefully, Clay resigns. But
Wow.
yep,
I like
That's
it.
Splash
big. I
Brothers.
like
I
that.
like that's a good pick. Yep.
Not gonna throw the flag.
Nope. Like it.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Jared, I'm glad you picked a golfer. Actually, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I
A
know.
little on brand for you.
Shine's been dabbling a little bit. Dabbling a
Wow,
little
this
bit.
is
Has he?
development.
Yeah. You
Has
get out on
he?
the range, right? Right, Shine? You get on the range a little bit and then
First of all, I went to the driving range twice. And I've been to Top Golf once. Actually, at Jared's bachelor weekend. That's the only time I went Top Golfing.
Yeah.
It was dope.
you had a great time.
I was a caddy for someone. I was a fake caddy. I was just along for the ride, but that's about it. That's about it.
Okay.
Well, the good thing is you don't have to hit the range with this advice that I'm about to bestow on you.
Okay.
Bestow.
Great word.
With 50 chips a night, I'm gonna shine bright. My nickname will become Mr. Birdie, but Luke will be flying eagle height.
Oh wow, that's. I gotta tip my cap to the guy. I gotta tip my cap to the
I
guy.
had to give you the love.
That's real
Wow.
nice, Jared. I appreciate
He's a
that.
poet, man. He's a
That's-
poet.
Man,
Just
I
know,
enjoyed that.
Shine, the Nay episode was much more aggressive and like, but that was the vibe I was going with. I
I'll bring
figured
you
you
a
were more
soundbite
chill
tomorrow.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get the clip for him, and we'll show Shine in the gym tomorrow.
Yeah.
That was
What
much
Jared
more
came with.
coffee shop
Yeah.
poetry vibe.
That was yeah.
Or that was
Not-
more organic. Very organic.
Yeah.
Very organic. I like
You
that.
know what I'm saying? Shout out Larry June.
I don't
Shout out
know. I don't know
Ty,
what
shout
we'd
out
call.
Mo.
What
You said
what
what?
Tommy?
I said I don't know what we'd call the Nay episode's energy, but that was
That
wild.
was real
that was-
Chirac energy.
That was
I
double
wish-
XL freshman freestyle,
Okay.
Jared Waters.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish. See, and that's funny because
Nay, I know
if
you're
we
gonna hear
both
this, and I know you're gonna be upset with what I just said, and that was the whole point.
man, I wish you was up here, man, with me, man, because we would definitely bring that Wakanda vibe. You know that
We're gonna need
I
we're
think
gonna
the
need a
viewers
Shine
need.
times Nay episode of the future.
Oh man,
There's no
that's
doubt.
gonna be good.
There's no
I
doubt.
That's
can't
gonna be
disagree.
good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Wrapping things up. Shine, appreciate you, man, more than you know, for coming on here. Obviously, you have an
Yeah.
incredible story, incredible trainer, and an incredible person on top of all that. So we really are grateful for you and thankful that you hopped on with us tonight just to chop it up.
Man, I appreciate it. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
It
thanks,
was an
Shine.
honor.
Thank you for
Yes,
making
sir.
it work. I know it wasn't
Yeah.
ideal. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's all
man.
good, man.
Hey, we got it done. That's all that matters.
Yes, sir.
And that's what the walk-ons do. All right.
Yep, get it
These are your
done.
favorite walk-ons, and we're walking out.